Hey everyone, Rick here at the Ditch Pig. Welcome back to the channel. We got another episode about the clutch. We're gonna get this thing fixed today. Picked up a master cylinder and we're gonna do a quick bench bleed and an install. See if we can't get that clutch working. I'd also like to make a quick shout out to my girlfriend Pam for picking me up this beautiful tripod to help me make my videos. I got a little older last month and this is one of the things that she got me. Thanks again, baby. I really love it. And it's gonna do everything I need it to do. All right, you guys, hopefully this is the culprit right here. I got a little spray paint blown on this bad boy just to keep it from corroding up. We're gonna get that thing installed and see if it fixes the problem. Here's the part number. We got 72128. I think this is a newer style master. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's from the next gen truck up, 88 to whatever. Okay, so right off the rip, I've come across our first little stumbling block. Nothing too major, but you know, when you go to fix something or you go to put something together, there's always something that's not exactly to spec and you got to cobble it up to make it work. You know, you don't want to go source a different part or whatever. You're here, you're at the time, you want to do it. Well, this is one of those examples. So yeah, if you look at that rod for the master, you can see that spot in the center there, or almost center, where it's been cut and welded together. Yeah. That's because that was 9 inches from factory and I need about 7. So that's something I'm gonna have to do again. I completely forgot about that. Not a big deal, but it's something else that we have to do. Technically it would still work. It wouldn't be a huge issue, except for it would put this pedal up higher than the rest of the pedals. And I'd kind of like to have them in the same area. Okay, so we've got about 9 inches and we need 7. So we'll just take and cut it right here, and we'll cut it right here and get rid of this piece. And then weld it back together. Alright, I'm going to take and get rid of this edge here so that I have something to weld into, just make a little bevel on it. Perfect. Alright, we're good to go on this thing. Wire wheeled it up a little bit to clean it up. The bad part is our paint's all rubbing off. I don't really understand that, considering I washed this thing down with brake cleaner pretty good before I sprayed it, but whatever, it is what it is. When it comes to painting on the Ditch Pig, it's the thought that counts. So I'm taking the nut off this master cylinder clutch rod, and I'm like, I grab a 9/16 because that's what it looks like. Doesn't fit. So, okay, grab a 5/8, doesn't fit. I'm like, what idiot welded a 15 mil bolt on? Never mind. Just taking this feed line off, and then I'll connect it onto the other one. We'll do a quick bench bleed. Have I ever mentioned how much I love brake fluid? That's why I got these bitch mittens on. I hate that stuff. It's worse than antifreeze. Alright, we'll get this AN line off, then we'll take the master out of the firewall. There's a fitting in the bottom of the master I gotta get out that adapts from AN to whatever the thread is for the master. Alright, boys and girls, there she is. I bought this fitting off of Amazon. I don't know what the part number is, and I don't know what the thread pitch is on this. I think that's -3 to whatever this is. Alright, the rain's starting to slow down, just a mild sprinkle. Wind's picking up, which is not good. But the rain is starting to slow down. We got an open reservoir here. I just put a rag over the top of it. I got a line coming from the bottom here going into it, these plastic hose. I'm just going to pump this up and try and bleed some of the air out of it, put some fluid inside of it. I can just see inside there, I can see the bubbles starting to come out of it, so she's doing her thing. Just going to add a little bit more fluid to this because it's already starting to suck it up. We're getting rid of the air. All right, we've done our job here. There's no more big bubbles in the line, it's just solid fluid. I'm gonna leave that hose on it with the brake fluid in it for now. I'm gonna mount this master back on the firewall, and I'm gonna connect the rod to the clutch pedal. I'm gonna push the clutch pedal in and hold it in with the pry bar so that it can't release fluid. Then I'll pull that plastic line off the bottom, that fitting, and I'll hook the AN line up to it. All right. We'll just shove this thing in, wedge it against the seat, and that'll keep fluid from coming out of that master. Now I can pull that plastic line off, and I can put the feed line to the slave back on. And it's time for some bleeding. So that line was full of fluid, the master's full of fluid. There's only going to be a little gap of air there. I'm hoping that this bleeds quick because it's just me here. So I'm going to have to do that pry bar thing to hold the clutch pedal in and then jump out, break the bleeder loose, tighten it back up, go in, pump it, and so on. There's actually a little bit of a pedal there already, so that's a very good sign. Got a little bit of air that time. Yeah, 4 pumps in and it starts to really get some resistance.
Nothing, a little bit. About the last quarter, maybe a little less than that. It's got some. Yeah, right on, that's good.
Lots of air, lots of fluid. That's good, we're moving in the right direction. Just gonna check that reservoir. All right, we're at probably 7, maybe 8 times that I bled this thing. Obviously you guys don't need to see every time it happens, but it was starting to get pedal relatively fast. And the way I realized that it was actually really starting to work, and I never even thought about it, was pushing the pedal in with my hand, because with the pry bar it started to get a little bit too hard to shove in, so I just shove it in with my hand, then brace it with the pry bar. And then probably the 3rd or 4th stroke in, the friggin' truck started to move because it was in gear and the clutch actually disengaged it. So that's when you know that the thing is starting to work. So I blocked the wheels and just jumped up in the cab and gave it another shot. It's got really good pedal. I'm talking really good. The other thing is too, that really makes me happy, when you shove that in and you hold it, normally it would bleed off and I would lose my clutch, and when I let it back out I'd have no pedal. Boom, it's right back again. So I think I'll pump that up one more time, crack the bleeder, let whatever comes out come out, because the reservoir is pretty full and I need to drain some off anyway. I'll just do that and it should be good to go. All right, so we'll get this rubber cap shoved back in it. It's still got 1/3 of the reservoir full. That's probably plenty, because when you shove this cap in, it just makes up the difference. That puts it about half full when that's shoved in there. All right, she's got a fully operational clutch again. The only thing left to do is to flash her up, try it out. That's 100%. That's awesome, because that's close to probably a month I've been driving around with this thing, pulling in neutral every time I technically should be like leaving the clutch in or riding it or something like that. But I'll tell you what, I pretty much do what I gotta do to drive this thing. I mean, I've driven this thing on the trails broken most of the time. There's always something broken with it. But we keep patching it up and keep her rolling, and that's the main thing. By the way, that new shifter, it's mint. Love it. Wow. It's actually taken some getting used to, because before, when I put this thing in 3rd gear, my hand was like super close to the dash. Like when I shifted into third, if you watch some of my other driving videos, it's like right there. Sometimes I'd be punching the mic. Now, that's third right there. But like I say, it's taken some getting used to, especially at nighttime when I go to grab for that gear and it's not there. Because when you drive something as much as I've driven this, you just get used to how it is after a while, and it's second nature, right? But I figure another week or so and I won't even notice a difference anymore. Let's have a quick look underneath the hood here to make sure I'm not leaving any more tools in it. Everything's good. Well, that makes me feel 100 times better now that I got a fully operational clutch. I can cruise down the road and not worry, but it was a little tricky in a parking lot. But problem solved. It's fixed now. We're back to 100% and hopefully we can do some wheeling soon with it. So that's it for the mechanical side of this video. For those of you who want to stick around, I'm going to take this thing for a cruise and I'll put a clip up of me running this thing down the road, show me running her through the gears with the new shifter and the newly functioning clutch. Truck's back operational. Operation Master Cylinder was a huge success. So I just want to say thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever turns your crank. We'll see you in the next video.
Why are you recording?
I was making a video and I just figured I'd throw it on.
Okay.